Hi, everybody. Um, yeah, summer's almost done soon, and I'm gonna read another book to you. One of the Goosebumps books. Well, I'm not gonna read the whole book because it's a very long book. I'm gonna read um, just just a little bit of it. Goosebumps. Stay out of the basement. Yeah, I used to read these books when I was in school. I used to watch this TV show too. It was really good too. Yeah, I'm not gonna read the whole book, but yeah. Hey, Dad, catch! Casey tossed a frisbee across the smooth green lawn. Casey's dad made a face, squinting into the sun. The frisbee hit the ground and skipped a few times before landing under the hedge at the back of the house. Not today, I'm busy, Dr. Brewer said, and abruptly turned and lumped into the house. The screen door slammed behind him. Casey brushed his straight blonde hair back off his forehead. What's his problem? He called to Margaret, his sister, who had watched the whole scene from the side of the redwood garage. You know, Margaret said quietly. She wiped her hands on the legs of her jeans and held them up, both up, inviting a toss. I'll play frisbee with you for a little while, she said. Okay, Casey said without enthusiasm. He walked slowly over to retrieve the frisbee from under the hedge. Margaret moved closer. She felt sorry for Casey. He and her dad were really close, always playing ball or frisbee or Nintendo together. But Dr. Brewer didn't seem to have time for that anymore. Jumping up to catch the frisbee, Margaret realized she felt sorry for herself too. Dad hadn't been the same to her either. In fact, he spent so much time down in the basement, he barely said a word to her. He doesn't even call her he doesn't even call me princess anymore, Margaret thought. It was a nickname she hated, but at least it was a nickname, a sign of closeness. She tossed the red frisbee back, a bad toss. Casey chased after it, but it sailed away from him. Margaret looked up from the golden hills beyond their backyard. California, she thought. It's so weird out here. Here it is in the middle of winter, and there isn't a cloud in the sky. And Casey and I are in jeans and t-shirts as if it were the middle of summer. She made a diving catch for a wild toss, rolling over the, on the manicured lawn and raising the frisbee above her head triumphantly. Show off, Casey muttered, unimpressed. You're the hot dog in the family, Margaret called. Well, you're a dork. Hey, Casey, you want me to play with you or not? He shrugged. Everyone was so edgy these days, Margaret realized. It was easy it was easy to figure out why. She made a high toss. The frisbee sailed over Casey's head. You chase it, he cried angrily, putting his hands on his hips. No, you, she cried. You! Casey, you're 11 years old. Don't act like a 2-year-old, she snapped. Well, you act like a 1-year-old, was his reply as he grudgingly went after Frisbee. It was all Dad's fault. Margaret realized things had been so tense ever since he started working at home. Down in the basement with his plants and weird machines, he hardly ever came up for air. And when he did, he wouldn't even catch a Frisbee or spend 10 minutes with either of them. Mom had noticed it too, Margaret thought, running full out and making another grandstand catch just before colliding with the side of the garage. Having Dad home had made Mom really tense, too. She pretends everything is fine, but I can tell she's worried about him. him. Lucky catch, Fatso, Casey called. Margaret hated the name Fatso even more than she hated Princess. People in her family jokingly called her Fatso because she was so thin, like her father. She was also tall like him, but she had her mother's straight brown hair, brown eyes, and dark coloring. Don't call me that. She heaved the red disc at him. He caught it at his knees and flipped it back at her. They tossed it back and forth without saying much for another 10 or 15 minutes. I'm getting hot, Margaret said, shielding her eyes from the afternoon sun with her hand. Let's go in. Casey tossed the frisbee against the garage door. It dropped onto the grass. He came trotting over to her. And Dad always plays longer, he said beavishly. And he throws better. You throw like a girl. Give me a break, Margaret groaned, giving him a playful shove as she jogged to the back door. You throw like a chimpanzee. How come Dad got fired? He asked. She blinked and stopped running. The question that caught her by surprise. Huh? His pale, freckled face turned serious. You know, I mean, why? He asked, obviously uncomfortable. She and Casey had never discussed this in the 4 weeks since Dad had been home, which was unusual since they were pretty close, being only a year apart. I mean, we came all the way out here so he could work at Polytech, right? Casey asked. Yeah, well, he got fired, Margaret said, half whispered, in case her dad might be able to hear. But why? Did he blow up the lab or something? Casey grinned. The idea of his dad blowing up a huge campus science lab appealed to him. No, he didn't blow anything up, Margaret said, tugging at a strand of dark hair. Botanists work with plants, you know. They don't get much of a chance to blow things up. They both laughed. Ha ha ha. Casey followed her into the narrow strip of shade cast by a low ranch style house. I'm not sure exactly what happened, Margaret continued, almost half whispered, but I overheard Dad on the phone. He I think he was talking to Mr. Martinez, his department head. Remember? The quiet little man who came to dinner that night the barbecue grill caught fire? Casey nodded. Martinez fired Dad? Probably, Margaret whispered from. This is a really long book. I'm not going to read the whole thing. So, if you like Goosebumps, let me know in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.